Welcome to Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, the home for financial advice in a language you can understand. Created by Marc Freedman of Freedman Financial, he and his team of certified financial planner professionals will discuss timely topics that help individuals and families make smart financial decisions. And now, get ready for this week's edition of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial.
Welcome back to another edition of Dollars and Cents. My name's Marc Freedman.
And I'm Marion Gilman.
And we are not in the office today.
Can you tell?
We are live in San Diego at LPL's national conference called Focus.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic conference so far. We started yesterday, and it is now Monday afternoon.
Right.
We're taping a little bit before Friday when the newsletter goes out. But we wanted you to see the experience here. It's really great.
There's a lot of people here. I mean, close to 10,000 people that are here at this place right now.
Yeah, over 5,500 advisors, I think it is, which is amazing.
Insane.
Yeah.
So who was the opening keynote speaker?
Apollo Ono was the opening keynote speaker, and he was remarkable. Everything, they had all these scenes of the Olympics, which is really great. They had breakdancing. They had real live breakdances here, which was kind of fun.
It's a great way to open up this big national meeting.
Yeah.
We're going to close it out with John Darambos, who's a magician, used to play football, I think, for the Chicago Bears.
I don't know.
And he'll be the closing keynote speaker, but the musical entertainment on a Tuesday night.
And if you're my age, this is great.
Mine too. I love this. We got Lionel
Richie. Oh, we're so excited.
Outside by the Hatch Shell here in San Diego.
And it is beautiful here. The weather is fabulous.
Yes,
so
well, you guys are dealing with the
fortunate.
humidity of Boston. We're enjoying wonderful weather here in San Diego.
We probably shouldn't tell you, but then again, we're in this conference hall, and the conference breakfast begins at 7 in the morning. We get out at 5, and it's freezing in here.
Yeah, it is. It is very cold in here. And then we go out for dinner. It's a very, very long day.
It is.
So it's middle of the afternoon here, and we just wanted to give you a little bit of a recap, some things that you've learned. I know you've gone to some sessions as well as I have.
Yeah.
And so what are some things you've learned, Marion?
It's been great. So, one of the most interesting sessions I've gone to today was Dr. David Kelly. And Dr. Kelly works for JP Morgan, our favorite people who do the guide to the markets. And every quarter, we use that guide to the markets to update our clients. So David Kelly gave us a little bit of an interim update today, and which was great. He was talking about the Federal Reserve. And when they lower interest rates, the expectation is they'll lower interest rates in September. And now it's talk about whether or not they lower by 0.25% or 0.5%. So he pointed out some good things about them lowering interest rates, and everybody thinks this is great for the economy. However, he pointed out that, in fact, it will likely be a little bit negative initially.
Really?
So yeah, we might see a bit of a downturn because, remember, they lower interest rates, and all you people with money in the bank, in CDs, in money markets, guess what?
It's changing.
Those interest rates go down right away. So if it goes down by 0.5, if they lower by 0.5%, it's likely you're going to see.
Yeah, so if you were thinking about buying a CD in the very near future, you may have just a couple weeks to do it before those CD rates immediately start dropping. Because remember, when you buy a CD, you've locked in your interest rate for the term of that holding period. And of course, with CDs, it is FDIC insured.
Right.
We also use money market funds.
Correct.
In our office. A lot of clients have looked to us to try to put some cash that they want to feel very comfortable with in our money market funds, which have been paying a pretty decent interest rate.
Actually, even last week it was 5%.
Right, but if interest rates do drop, expect those interest rates to go down.
Absolutely. And then you know what? If they lower by 50 basis or by 0.5%, what's going to happen is people are going to think, oh my God, is there something wrong with the economy? Are we missing something? Is there a problem here? Maybe we are going into a recession. And that's not at all what David Kelly thinks.
No, lowering interest rates is very positive for the market. It allows people to borrow money at a lot cheaper rate. I mean, think about this.
Exactly.
If interest rates go down, what happens to mortgage rates, Marion?
They go down too.
So we can buy a house, we can borrow money at a cheaper price. You want to buy a car, you can get that at a cheaper price. You want to just borrow money from the bank at a cheaper rate. And when you borrow money at a cheaper rate, you have more money to spend in the economy.
That's exactly right. The problem is that initially the CD rates and the bank rates go down, what they pay you and what you're going to pay them takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It takes some time to adjust. So what happens is the economy might, the stock market might suffer a little bit in the short term. Long term, it's great.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of great things happen.
Yeah.
The other thing is credit card rates. You know,
Oh,
credit card
yes.
rates, which have jumped up to almost 30%. Now, why anybody would spend that much on credit card interest is beyond me, but you're going to start to see that.
Particularly if you have money in the bank.
Right. You'll start to see that go incrementally down.
Right.
Now, did David say anything about how interest rates and the current economy plays in based upon the presidential or the political landscape?
He certainly did. And this is one of the things that we've actually talked about in some of our past meetings, that it makes no difference whatsoever. There will be, he expects there to be uncertainty in the economy, in the stock market over the next few months until the election, because the market hates uncertainty. We've said that before.
We've been talking about that right along.
One never knows. So far it looks like it's going to be a close election. Who knows, but it looks very close. And in that case, it's going to, we're going to see some volatility. However, he pointed out it doesn't matter who's in power as to whether or not the stock market goes up.
It also speaks to diversification as well, because regardless of who wins the election, if your portfolio is diversified, is well allocated, there will be certain sectors of the market that will favor one candidate over the other. But trying to guess that sector or guess that stock can be very, very dangerous to your planning. That's why when we build our portfolio, we plan for just a number of occurrences, a number of factors, so that the ride is a lot smoother.
Right.
What else has stuck out to you, Marion, or anything that's jumped out of what's gone on here at the conference?
It's a fascinating conference, because we've just had, you just have so many speakers with all different viewpoints. There's been a lot of talk about AI.
Right, artificial intelligence.
Yes, and how that will change things going forward, and how that might help clients in accessing their portfolios online, and how that might help advisors with creating some of their, written documents and all. So AI can be helpful in certain cases.
Yeah, one of the few things that we saw also from the leaders here at LPL up on the main stage, they talked about some new technology that's coming to you. If you're a consumer, if you're a client of ours, if you're using LPL technology, you can see updates to LPL account view. The DocuSign systems that we use can be a little bit cumbersome because there's a lot of pages to have to sign. There's now going to be a bundled program where you just basically sign one time and it's all done for you. A lot of updates to the technology that we can provide to you as well.
Right, and a lot of this conference is about what LPL is servicing us. So it's more relevant to us and our office in general. And then that flows through to our clients, but not necessarily immediately after the conference. It does take a while to implement all of this.
It does, but it's been very impressive how they've put this whole thing together.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Marion and I learned is, it's funny, there's all of a sudden this big discussion here at the conference about financial planning. It's like, we've been talking about financial planning since we started this firm.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden there's this upgraded emphasis on it, and they're relying on you and me and Christian and others to try to provide advisors, to try to provide to the leaders here at LPL, what does financial planning really mean? How does it work? How do we handle those things? And
how do we do it? How do we do it in the context of serving our clients?
Yeah.
Which is extremely important, because most advisors don't do that.
Yeah, so Christian, who you're going to see in a future podcast, we may even do one right here on the floor with Christian. Christian and I did a presentation a couple hours ago. We had over 200 people in this session, just mesmerized by the fact that, or how we do financial planning. And there are so many pieces of software out there. You can find stuff from Fidelity. You go anywhere online and find pieces of software, but the way we do financial planning, the way we really dig in with our clients to make sure that we're talking about the big picture, understanding where everything is and what everything is worth, understanding your true expenses, not what you think you spend, but what you really spend on a month-to-month basis, is something that's critical to how we develop and deliver great financial planning services to you. So Christian's going to do that.
And that we've done for years. It has not been something that we just implemented. Whereas a lot of advisors just have never done that, and now they find the value in that and want to get on the bandwagon.
So true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here we are at the national conference called LPL Focus here in San Diego. Behind you, you see some of the booths. It goes, I mean, it might be a half-mile deep here, folks. I mean, it just goes forever. After you get from the LPL booths, then there's vendor booths, and after that, there's food. And by the way, this isn't all of the space. This is just one space. Behind this camera is a giant general session hall that must hold, I don't know, 15,000 people on the other side. And then upstairs from here is this thing called the Sales Pavilion, where you can get lunch and there's more conversations and more breakout sessions in classrooms.
It's huge.
The place is enormous.
Well, if you've ever been to San Diego and you've seen the convention center, it's enormous.
It is.
And to get inside, I mean, people complain about how far you have to walk to get to some of the rooms.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It's a wonderful conference.
Absolutely.
We love going each and every year. And now, if you like podcasts like this, do you like the information that we're providing? I think you probably know by now, Marion and I and Christian, our office puts together a newsletter that gets delivered electronically every Friday at 10:30 right into your inbox. If you'd like to get that newsletter, all you need to do is go to our website, freedmanfinancial.com. That's Freedman.
2 E's and a D.
Financial.com. It's that easy. Go to the bottom of any page on our website. Put in your name, your email address. You'll get our newsletter. And of course, if now is the time for you to get serious about your financial planning and investment management needs, we'd love the opportunity to talk with you. You can call our office at 978-531-8108. That's 978-531-8108. Or visit us on that thing called the World Wide Web, where you can find out all sorts of information about the clients we serve, how we run our financial plans, what things cost. You want to watch some of these old podcasts, or you can go to any streaming service too. You go there, it's our website, once again, freedmanfinancial.com. That's Freedman.
2 E's and a D.
Financial.com. That's going to do it for us today. Have a great afternoon, great time of day. Whenever you're watching this, we'll be back with more financial advice in a language you can understand. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
During today's episode of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial, your host may have discussed specific financial planning and investment ideas that are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. Please remember that investing involves risk and may include loss of principal. Always consult a certified financial planner professional, qualified attorney, or tax advisor prior to investing to determine what is appropriate for you. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA, SIPC.